Alice stared at Mr. Wallace as he walked out of the house. He was wearing a skirt just like the statue. It was made up of green, red and yellow stripes. On his feet he wore sandals with brightly coloured odd socks. On his body he had a t-shirt that said "Save the Polar Bear" on it. But his clothes, bushy beard and bald head were not the most colourful things about him. Neither was the round piece of glass that sat wedged in his left eye. It was the yellow snake that was wrapped around his neck and arm. It was also the chimpanzee that walked beside him. "Hello," he said, in a voice so deep and loud that Alice wanted to cover her ears. "What's the matter? Haven't you seen a man in a kilt before?" he said, patting his skirt. "No, and I've never seen a snake before either," Alice said quietly, feeling nervous but still a little curious. "Don't be afraid of Candy. She's as sweet as her name and twice as friendly," Mr. Wallace said, thrusting his hand towards her. It was huge and hairy. The snake's tail sat waiting at his wrist. Alice hid behind her mum. The chimpanzee hid behind Mr. Wallace. Then he poked his hairy face between the man's hairy legs. "Hello," Alice said, stepping forward. The chimp blew a raspberry. "And don't you mind this cheeky chimp either. His name is Charlie," said Mr. Wallace. "You're not cheeky. You're funny," Alice laughed. "Nice to meet you again, Mr. Wallace," Mum said, taking his hand. "Please call me Professor." "Of course, Professor," Mum said. A loud laugh split the air. "I'm only kidding. You can call me Willie. I think you're going to fit in nicely here. Both Charlie and Candy like you, I can tell." "What's your name?" he said, looking at Alice. She told him her name and gave him a dazzling smile. "Nice to meet you, Alice. I don't see the removal lorry I sent you." "It's on its way," Mum said. "Well," Willie said, clapping his hands together and rubbing them, "come on inside."